Hey, what's up everyone? Back with another edition of Simulating Scratch. I'm your host, Luke. I'm here in my basement playing some simulated golf. Today we're going to go check out National Golf Links of America, one of the most prominent courses from an architectural perspective and from a historical perspective. Designed by and architected by McDonald, one of the greats. We'll be checking out a lot of his courses on simulated golf over the course of this channel. So with that, let's go check out this gem, National Golf Links of America. Going to be playing the tips today with some of these old courses. They're not very long at all. We are playing NGLA at around 6,900 yards, which is maxed out, but we're still going to have a lot of fun, even though I don't get a smash driver as much as I would normally. Short par 4 to start out, 323. That bunker coming into play around 280. We're just going to hit 3-wood off the tee. Let's see if we can make some circles today. A little wifey fade. Hopefully that catches the short stuff. Alright, we are in there. Only 67 yards to go. 10 feet uphill, blind approach. This will probably be pretty cool in real life to play. This should just be a nice 3/4 lob wedge. Carried at 73 on sensor. A little too much. Didn't play that far uphill. But we've got a decent look at birdie here to open things up. Putt starts out going a little bit right, but comes back left. We're going to play it outside of right a little bit here. 17 feet. Do have the putt, the green set to 10 on the step meter. Oh, I hammered it. Just missed, just outside the gimme zone too. So now we've got our work coming back to open with a par, even though we were eyeing birdie here. I think we're going to have to play this 5-footer outside of the hole. Should not have played it outside the hole. Just a terrible mistake to open it up. That's all right. Par 4. Second, only 311. We should actually probably try to drive this guy. Let's get the big stick out and do some reconnaissance. 281 to that front side. So I think if we can aim front left, try to fade one in there, we might be able to run it up. What a cool looking hole from the mini map over on the right. A lot of interesting architecture going on here. Visually out to the left, got the famous windmill. It's iconic anywhere on this strip with Southampton, Shinnecock Hills. You should be able to see the windmill from a lot of those different places out here. All right, first drive of the day. We'll see if we can hit a good one. Need to knock it up there. Need a good look at birdie, maybe even eagle. And I hit a pull fade. It's trying to come back. Not going to quite get up there. Got a long chip here. A lot of green to work with. 41 yards. Let's see if we can fly it around 35. Get it to release the rest of the way. Carried at 33 on the sensor. It did release, just not quite enough. That's all right. We've got a good look here at birdie. Yeah. Knock this in, make up for that 3-putt. That should not have happened. Did I learn my lesson? Am I still going to play these outside the hole? Yes, I am. I'm stubborn. Almost a 7-footer, a little uphill, so it should break more than a downhill putt. Oh, and it snapped low. All right, shaky start from a putting perspective, but we're still all right. Longer par 4, over 400 yards on this one. Really interesting look here from the mini map. Fairway canters hard to the right, breaks downhill to the right even further. Then you're hitting back uphill to the left. Really, really interesting and cool hole here. Probably just going to try to blast driver over this bunker. Need to carry it 280. It's going to take kind of everything I have in the tank. But in order to get a short second shot, I need to give it a go. Didn't carry it all, but I think I faded enough to get around, find the fairway there. We'll take that 140 yards into this green, up 7 yards. Probably going to play closer to 150. My 9-iron, well struck, should go right at 150. Flying a little bit short of that, possibly. Hopefully it's not. I tugged it out to the left. Gonna get away with it. We're gonna be putting here, but not ideal, not what we want. Not what the scratch community is looking for on that one. But overall, not a bad miss. 22 feet, back up the hill just a little bit, breaks to the left. Did not hit that coming off the face. I knew it was going to be short. We are using the GS Pro software as always. We've got the Foresight GC3 sensor. If you watched my previous video, you know that I'm pretty impressed with these two products all around. Really good experience so far. It's a cool par 3. Got the water in the background. That pin is on the left side, but the green also slopes pretty hard to the left. I think the architectural guys will call this one a redan. Don't jump all over me if I get these wrong. We're trying here. We're going to take this out to the right. Maybe we can turn it over, let it release back down to the left, but a straight one will be all right too. And I kind of fanned it out to the right. Might find the surface. Trying to work back left, just not enough. We'll fast forward through this result. Still slowly working down to the pin. Don't hate that. One of the things I wish on GS Pro is that you could fast forward at kind of a custom speed. I would like to get those through a little bit quicker. A lot of break on this one. Downhill, just an inch. Pretty flat putt. 23 feet. I have to play it probably 3 feet outside the hole. Side door. Not quite. Good roll there. Probably the first putt that I've actually felt in the middle of the face so far. Now we got a legit par 4, really long. What a cool bunker that comes into play. It looks like a spoon or a ladle or a Marion flag stick. I can't really tell, but kind of separates the left side of the fairway, which would be ideal, a little shorter shot, but a tighter window, with the right side, which is a little bit wider, but it's going to set up for a longer approach shot. I want to play short of that little finger because that finger looks DED dead. We're going to hit 3 wood, try to stay short of that guy. All right, just a smooth 3-wood. Hopefully that catches the short stuff. We're going to have a longer approach into this par 4, but I really think that's the better option than taking on all that trouble and trying to get it down there as far as possible. 224 down 8 feet. It looks like we can run one up there. Yeah, 206 front. I can typically hit my 4-iron around 205 in the air, so I think this sets up pretty nicely for just a well-struck 4-iron chaser. Pretty good swing. A little high in the face. I'm only carrying it about 5 yards shorter than we talked about, but it's still chased up there pretty nicely. 3-wood 4-iron into this long par 4. What a good golf hole. 40 feet, roughly. Back up the slope just a little bit. Oh, I didn't hit it. Chase in there. All right. That's good for a gimme, and we're moving on to the par 3-6. 1-4-2. Surrounded by sand on all sides. Even though it's a short shot, there's plenty of green to work with, but with that back left pin position, it also brings in a lot of trouble. If this pin was center, super straightforward hole, very easy to execute on. But we are going to be attacking this pin. As I mentioned, that brings in a little bit of trouble. But I've heard that scared money don't make money. Let's have a go at it. Good strike. Carried it 132. It's going to be a little short of the pin. We'll see where it bounces. just on the outside of the gimme circle. Have to convert one of these. We're on a drought. I know we're only 5 holes in, but not having a birdie at this point. Bit frustrating. 6 feet, flat putt, just right center. All right, we're on the board. There's those red circles we like to see, and we get to follow it up with a par 5. This is only 485. The problem is you just can't bust it down there at 330 and have a wedge into this green. The architecture here really forces a longer second shot. We have to lay up. The bunker on the left is 281. Fairway runs out about 305. If I fade this one off pretty far right, it does bring in a bit more trouble, but I still think a nice smooth driver, get us down there as close to that 305 run out as possible. Hopefully set up stuff with a good second crooked eagle. Alright, it's fading back. Carried at 260 on the sensor. That was just a smooth one. We weren't trying to hit one as far as we could there, even though it does look like I had a little bit more room. 211, down the hill 7 feet, but what is guarding that green? Tiny little pinhole bunker right in front of that pin. So that looks pretty dead. I want to hit enough to cover that. 196 carry. I think that's going to be that 4-iron. Again, I hope to hit this 4-iron at least 200 yards in the air. Need to put a little bit better swing on it than I did the previous one. All right, same distance. Maybe I just need to adjust. 195 in the air. It was enough to cover. That's a good result. We have 24 feet for our eagle. Not a ton of movement in this, just kind of slightly to the right. just going to give it a half cup out, ball out to the left, see what happens. Don't feel like I hit it, didn't feel like I hit it, and it was short. I think it would have hung out to the left anyway, but still a pretty good birdie. What do we have going on here? Look at these bunkers. It's like a Jackson Pollock paint splatter through the fairway. Really cool looking bunker setup, just kind of carving off the fairway at a diagonal, which is going to make this a really tough driving hole. The end of that little splatter is 260 yards. I think I can cover that. Does it bring in the next bunkers into play? 295, maybe. But I think if we just go up the left side and avoid this tree off the tee box, I think we'll have a pretty good result here. If I fade it, which is typically my miss, a little bit more than I want to, we still should find the right side of the fairway. We still should be able to cover the end of that bunker. All right, carry 261 on sensor. Did cover that. I think it's going to be shorter than the next one, so pretty well executed there. $123, up 10. I don't think I can hit a wedge there. I think I'm going to have to hit a really soft 9. You can see the false front from here coming back towards us, which means I really need to carry it up top. I've got room long. I don't want to mess with short at all. So as much as I want to feather a soft 9 in there, I still think I need to hit this one pretty firmly with enough speed to get back to that pin in the air. I thinned it. I think that's going to cover. Yep, a little thin, but we're still rewarded with a pretty decent look at birdie. Anything can happen on simulator golf, right? 22 feet, just a cup out right. Hit it firm. All right, we're safe there. Good par. See if we can get one more before we make the turn going into the back 9. Par 5, 541 yards. Again, a split fairway. Really interesting architecture. You can't be a hero here. I can't cover into that second fairway. I'm going to have to lay back. I still want this to be as far down there as possible. We're hitting the cut driver today, which is not going as far as what it usually does. So I think we're going to aim up the left side and hit that little cut. Hopefully that right bunker there, about 250, 260 out, doesn't come into play. Got to avoid that. Oh, I did overfade it. Looks like it's going right into that bunker. Lucky bounce out, but man, what a bad swing there. Just wasn't committed. Just a half bunker or half driver swing. Those typically don't work out. I don't know why I try to hit that shot. Should just bust it with a 3-wood. Which is what we're going to do now. Probably no way I could actually hit 3-wood out of deep rough at National Golf Links. That's the beauty of trying to simulate scratch, is I can get away with these things a little bit easier than the real life green grass golf. So we're going to smash 3-wood, see if we can get it back there. I hit that so chunky. I had just a perfect lie down here in the basement, and we still hit that one heavy. What should have been a really good look at birdie. Now we're struggling. Now we're fighting. We've got 144 left into this one. Gonna have to have a really good iron. Pretty accessible pin. It is bunkering left and right, but I don't think it's gonna come into play unless I hit just a really, really poor shot. Which, you know, I do have those. Pretty good swing there. Carried at 141 on the sensor. But dummy Luke, I didn't factor in, we were coming out of deep rough. So what was 141 on the sensor only flew about 120 with the simulation overlay. 82 feet for a birdie. We're going to be really happy just getting this one up and down in 2. I'm shocked at how flat this is. 0 feet, 0 inches of elevation change. But it's been a while since I've hit an 82-foot putt on simulator golf. This is a complete crapshoot, and that's not going to be enough. Yeah, that did feel about 20 feet short, and here we are. See if we can steal one. 21 feet. We'd love to see this going. Really didn't want to have to putt a third time on this green. I don't want to see a 4-putt. You guys definitely don't want to see a 4-putt. Or maybe you do. Maybe that's the fun of it. We've got 5 feet though. Pretty straight into the cup. All right. Really bad result. Started off the tee. And I think that's one of the cool things about that architecture. That tee shot was not straightforward at all. It gave you a lot of things to think about. Put a little bit of doubt in your mind on what you're going to do to execute a good shot. And if you're not fully committed to those, they will jump up and bite you. So lesson learned there. Lay back to where I'm comfortable. Make a good aggressive swing to that conservative target. Pretty open driving hole here. We are going to try to reach back, hit this one as hard as we can. I don't think I can hit it through the fairway. Not hitting it pure today, but maybe this is where it starts to change. Yeah, really best swing of the day there. Carried at 267 on the sensor, 273, rolled out to 292. It's about as good as it gets for me. We're left with 133 down, just a yard or two. Again, I don't know if I can get a pitching wedge there in full, so I'm going to have to hit a softer 9. But just like that other soft 9 we had, bunker short, I can't take too much off of this. I can't quit on it. Still need to be aggressive. Carried it past the hole, I think. Pulled it to the left. If I would have hit that a little bit straighter, I think that would have been pretty tight. We hit the numbers that we were looking for there. Just a little bit left. More of a hard-breaking putt, 22 feet down. Really need one of these to drop. Not going to get it here. Another really interesting par 4. Looks like there's a road going right down the center of the fairway, perpendicular to the tee shot. So we can't get it all the way over. So we're going to have to lay back 287, 290 to the end of it. I think we can still hit driver here. This is a longer par 4, almost 450. I'm going to need kind of as much length off the tee as I can. Give myself a short to mid iron going in. Love the renderings, by the way. You can see the seagulls up in the left side of the screen. Got the heather and the lavender looking flowers out there, really making the course pop. Really cool job by the designer on this one in GS Pros. Shout out to Soupy. This who designed this. Really well done. Here we are. I think we did hit it through the fairway. Pretty good strike. Yeah, 110 club head speed. Right where I'm averaging these days. But we did find ourselves in the rough. The pin's all the way back. I've got plenty of room short here. My standard 8 iron goes 165. Out of the rough, we should be able to hit a full one of those. It should take off some yardage out of this rough. Also a little bit uphill. So let's hit a full 8 rather than try to chase a 7 back there. Yeah, it's only going to carry 143. It's going to be putting, but quite a bit short. You're hoping for a little bit better result out of that. As long as I can avoid a 3-putt here, I'm going to get away with it. So quite a bit back uphill. You can even see it, on the screen. It does go back uphill 1 foot 4 inches. I've already got 50 feet. I really need to hit this like a 60-footer. I don't think I did it. These long ones are getting me scared, but we survived. We'll take that 2-putt all day and move on. All right, looks like par 4, 464. We're getting some meat on these bones on the back 9 with the par 4s. Really tiny green that we're looking at. That's kind of the first thing that stands out to me, analyzing the hole front to back or from the hole to the tee. Anywhere out here in the fairway is going to be fine. Really cool bunker configurations. Short. Shouldn't be a problem for me to cover that today. But I can imagine if the wind was blowing into us, and maybe I'll play this course with some wind configured at a later date. But I think if the wind was coming back into us, those bunkers definitely come into play, make for a really interesting and difficult driving hole. .160 ball speed, 111 club head speed. Still not hitting it square. 1.45 on the smash factor on the efficiency. Again, we want those upwards of 1.5 to really max out the sweet spot. This driver is 6 years old at this point too, so maybe it's time for an upgrade. Anybody from TaylorMade's watching, go ahead and hook me up with one of those new models. 176. I hit a 7 iron, carried it short. That back pin placement, we didn't want to be too aggressive. Hitting it past the pin is big trouble with those bunkers coming into play. Do have nasty, nasty breaking putt. Let's go out here a couple feet for this 20-footer. I gotta start doing something. Even par, you guys didn't show up to watch a bunch of average golf. You want to see some circles and some shanks. That just snaps, stay in. Gosh. Really making this harder than it needs to be today. Should be able to make this one just left center of this hole. Just ever so breaking to the right. 5-footer. Just backing through on those. Alright, par 3. This is where we started a tiny little birdie run. On the front 9, let's see if we can start another one on the back. Yeah, really nothing that I need to worry about in terms of danger. I don't think I can carry this 7-iron long, which with that back pin, long is the only danger. I can get away with short, get away with left, get away with right. And then just a high chunk. It's going to come back off the green. Really long putt yet again, just behind the 8 ball on leaving myself long putts. 27 yards. We're all of 90 feet with the 3 feet uphill and a little bit of fairway, a little bit of fringe that I have to get through. Been hitting these short for most of the day. Let's give it just a little bit more, see what happens. Ooh. All right. That looked like it might have slightest of the chance falling. We're going to take that one. Really interesting par 4. Got the road going down the right side. If you hit it over the road, you're probably in the bay. This is Peconic or I don't know, something like that. I'm from the Midwest. I don't know anything about Long Island geography. I just know that this several thousand acres are home to some of the best golf in the world. I think we're fine just hitting driver down there as far as we can. Get a wedge in my hand. If I hit a good drive, should really set us up for a nice look at birdie. Not cool. Just not cool how difficult I'm making this look. 97 yards out of the sand. Got to cover water. Got to cover bunkers. Got to carry it all the way up to the green. I don't think my normal sand wedge, which goes 105 in the air, will be enough. So I'm going to hit kind of a smooth gap wedge. Carried at 109 on the sensor. Out of the sand. Took quite a bit off, and that turned out really, really nice. Have to have one of these drop. It's getting to be quite frustrating. 13.5 feet. Just a hair right to left. And we're just powering through everything. Now we're kind of straight back up the hill. Well, looks up the hill, it's not. Right center. Just a smidge of left in this putt. What? Just compounding mistakes. Really unfortunate to be hitting it like this. That drive didn't find the fairway. Got away with it coming in from the second, but then followed it right back up with another mistake of hitting it long. It's almost as this game is not easy. Really cool green that we're looking at on this next par 4, 415 yards. Kind of a square-shaped green, really interesting bunkering, really on all sides. Kind of tight driving fairway. Driving hole, once we get down there about 270, really starts to clamp up. But again, it's simulator golf. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna try to get it down there in the throat. towed it off, left side, into the deep rough. 142. Got the cool windmill in the back. Get a better look at this green. Kind of looks like my 9-year-old drew the bunkerings around, which is a lot of fun. I think you'd really appreciate that. Low chaser did get up to the front. It's probably going to come back down. Looks like a tiny little false front. And again, 50 plus feet for our birdie. Really just haven't given it many good looks at all today. Overall, it's kind of straight. Right, then left in the middle, or left, and then right in the middle, and then back left at the end. We'll just hit it at it, see what happens. See if we can find the gimme circle. It's going to be short. Hopefully not too much break in this. I really need an easy putt. This is 8 feet. We have the ball indicators coming both directions at the hole. Who knows what this one does? I'm going to keep it in the hole. All right. Really need some birdies here. Cannot be +1. I'm sure this is a very difficult course in real life. Playing on the simulator flattens everything, obviously. The trouble doesn't become too much on this. I think if I was hitting it this poorly on the actual green grass golf course at National Golf Links, we'd probably be struggling to break 80 at this point. But we're still hanging around +1 on simulated golf. Got to hit a good one. Really try to get it left of that bunker. All right, good swing there. A bit too close for comfort, but we're going to have, even after a really good drive, we're going to have a 5-iron into this hole. Pretty cool from a visual perspective. If you look at the renderings here, that bunker looks like it comes into play. Really all you can see at the end of this fairway is rough and bunkering, deep bunkering. It actually doesn't come into play from a shot-making perspective. Those bunkers are 50, 60 yards in front of this green. You shouldn't have to contend with it. But I think out on the golf course, looking back uphill and all you see is bunkerings, again, those mind tricks that McDonald was playing to make things appear to be more difficult than they are, to put a little bit of doubt in your mind. I think those are really cool aspects. Another high ride, just kind of hanging back on things today, letting my body spin out of it. Really not striking it well. Days like today, I've had a really, long putts most of the day. Having a good short game can make up for some poor ball striking. It's typically what we can rely on. Need more of it on this 14-yard chip. I'm going to try to kind of one-hop it up there. Some spin. A little too far. Pretty good drive. Poor second. They make you pay. It's really what good architecture does. I don't think I was thinking about that bunkering 50 yards short of the hole, but who knows? Maybe I was. Just haven't made anything today. 17-foot miss there. We've got 2 holes left. Really need to get two more birdies back. 364. Look at that green and the surroundings around the green. Those bunkers are super interesting. Bunch of different little pot bunkers in the midst of just a massive bunker that starts 40, 50 yards short, right of the hole, goes all the way back left. Super, super cool. I do think that front bunker, the front side of that, does come into play out there at 300 yards. So we're going to hit a planned wipey fade. Started up the left side. Again, I can hit a wipey fade if that's the shot that I'm intending to and I commit to it. If I try to hit one fade or try to hit one straight like we did 9 holes ago and have that wipey fade come out just because I'm uncomfortable, that's when we get in trouble. But I can plan on a wipey fade. Really got away with that one. Even trying to execute a wipey fade, really poor execution. I should not have been dealing with those bunkers. We were intending it to get past that first set of fairway bunkers. Got away with it. Let's see if we can capitalize. Another left swing. Carried it way too far, too. Just really struggling with ball striking today. But that's golf. You're going to have those days. Have to hit this up with some height to cover that front. In GS Pro, if you do have a situation like this, it will put it into the bank if you don't give it enough height. So, pretty cool functionality there. So we're going to try to put some height on this one. Handle back. Try to use the bounce. Try to have that club slide under. All right. Finally, one shot that I planned and executed on. We have a par 5, 484. This should be reachable, but look at all the trouble along the way. These little, preacher nose bunker here. Hopefully not a problem. We need to carry that. 260, 270. Don't want to hit it too far. It brings in another set of bunkers that are really shrinking the size of that fairway at the throat. This was downwind. That second set of bunkers comes into play. If it was in the wind, that first set of bunkers come into play. Really, really cool architecture. Fairway cants left to right, downhill. I think we hit a pretty decent one there. All right. 217 uphill into the home hole. 218 up 7 yards. I think I'm going to need to hit this one all 225. Should just be a really good hybrid. We have to get this one up there. We have to give ourselves a chance at eagle. Posting over par would be a huge disappointment today. A rare misread. Super delayed. Did not hit that one poorly. Felt really good off the face. But simulated golf is also imperfect. Now we have 38 yards. Still just focused on getting this one up and down. Can't worry about what just happened. Really need a good birdie look here. not enough. Didn't make it quite up and back that slope. Kind of a hard breaking putt, right to left. I need it. I want it. I want you to see another circle. Oh, I hammered it. All right. We made par at the last. Certainly not the round that I wanted, but really cool rendering. A lot of fun to play on simulator golf. When you have to think about shots to that level, you know it's a really cool architecture. I've mentioned it time and time again. Playing a golf course like this is set up kind of like a link style course where when you're playing next to the ocean, you're going to have different winds and different breezes coming in. Those really change the type of shot that you need to hit. I would love to play this again. Next time I do it, I'm going to be introducing some wind to make it really challenging, and we're still going to be simulating scratch everywhere we go. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.